Glen Leven Farm was given to the Land Trust without any funds to support it, which was a real challenge. But it's a challenge that the Land Trust for Tennessee met. Since 2006, we've been listening to the landscape, learning from it, and diving deeply into the history of this place. All of the care and thought that the Land Trust for Tennessee has brought to the Glen Leven Farm project has led us to this point now in this extraordinary plan that we can't wait to share with you.
The land is full. The land is full of our story as human beings. Glen Leven is an extraordinary place in the world because it holds the index of this relationship of human beings with land in Tennessee for thousands of years. This is a powerful place. The invitation at Glen Leven is to know the landscape that you tend, to know the land that you own, and to care for it. Because inside that land, you will find everyone's story, including your own.
I am in the historic home of Glen Leven, and I am the great-great-granddaughter of Nancy Dupree, who worked this property. This property speaks volumes. If you listen, it speaks. I can't describe it. You have to experience it. And particularly when you have one of your ancestors work the property, be a part of the family, to make that connection, it's really the best gift that anyone could have in a lifetime.
There's tremendous value in understanding and telling the stories of the past. My sisters and brother and my cousins and I all spent so much time here. I still have memories of seeing my granddaddy on the tractor and driving out with him to count the cows, following him into the garden. He loved this place and wanted us to love it too. It's here that you can come and see the beauty of the land that attracted people here in the first place. And you can tell stories about the way Nashville developed and how people lived on the land and how the land sustained them. I mean, they're difficult stories too, but it's important to tell those stories as well. And we want to see those told.
Nashville is changing rapidly, and it's hard to even absorb that level of change. But I think that's what makes Glen Leven Farm and this property so much more important, because if we don't fundamentally focus on what we have right now in Nashville, we're going to lose it.
Nelson Birdwolt's landscape architects had the honor to be engaged by the Land Trust for Tennessee to envision a comprehensive landscape plan that would hold all of these stories and histories, but would also rehabilitate some of the existing features of this landscape to accommodate 21st century uses. The first project would be to engage an archaeologist to look at the different sites where oral histories have revealed that structures would have been. That could lead to the reconstruction of some of these important cultural resources of the landscape. The second group of projects is really about connectivity through roads, parking, wayfinding, and maintenance routes throughout the farm. The third exciting project is the adaptive reuse of the carriage house. We really are expecting and asking a lot of Glen Leven Farm. And in order for it to put its great work into the world, we as a community need to come together in financial support of its great work.
The Land Trust was founded in my living room, and I've been extraordinarily proud of what it's become over the years. When the Glen Leven issue came up in 2005 and what Liz wanted to do here, I was skeptical. And I wondered if that was really consistent with the idea of preserving big tracts of open space and so on. And Liz said, trust me, this is important, and she was right and I was wrong. I think what I came to see is that preserving the open space is fine, but preserving the cultural context as well ought to be a part of the mission of the Land Trust. And I could not be more pleased with what's happening out here. I think the master plan is genius, and I can't wait to see everything in its ultimate development.
This plan for Glen Leven is a great plan, and it's certainly worthy of Nashvillians supporting. One of my goals in my life has always been not to put anything off for tomorrow that I can do today. Glen Leven and the Land Trust need support today because this is a very fast-growing city and metropolitan area, and this organization can't wait another 10 years for support.
I think places like this are going to become increasingly rare, but this can become a model. So it's not just about protecting Glen Leven, but it's about thinking how we can protect places like this all over the country, and that this can inspire people to do that.
In order to appreciate where you are, you have to be able to look at your past. Your past informs who you are. And so I hope that when folks come to Glen Leven, that they'll think, man, this is awesome. We need to preserve this.
This plan for Glen Leven combines the cultural history of this place, our mission, and the ecology of Glen Leven Farm, all into one plan that will guide us into the future. Through your generous support, you're part of a future where Glen Leven Farm will flourish, teach, and inspire for generations to come. Thank you.